Good day, everybody, and welcome to today's latest episode on my YouTube video series, which is episode 62. And we're going to have an interesting video today, which is the Johor Bahru City Centre Fight Night, right? Where we have two major projects in JB City Centre launching in June, right, this month, which is a very exciting because both projects are giants. They are the one competing each other, right? So that's why I made this poster here, which is a very interesting poster of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I feel that it has a similar vibe, right? These are the two projects that people will be talking about for the months and the year to come, right, about which project to buy in JBCT. And both these projects are so-called compete each other head to head, right? Okay, so but before I start, right, let me share a little bit of what I've been doing. Actually, I'm on holiday right now as of the recording of this video. I'm actually in Jerating, in Pahang, which is off the east coast of Malaysia, right? To put it simply, with my family. So let me show you a quick video of what I've been doing for the past couple of days. Interesting place to visit, right? There are a lot of holidays, very nice beaches, right? In the east coast of Malaysia. We're going to go look at turtles tonight. Turtles hatching eggs on the beach, right? This is one of the things that you can do in east coast of Malaysia. Other places to do are actually usually in Sabah, right? But if you want an easy one from Singapore, right? East Coast Malaysia have such things. I want to bring your kids to go and see. But it's at night, like usually at night, right? 9 p.m. onwards, you go hunt on the beach to look for turtle, mother turtle come up the beach to lay eggs. Right? Interesting, interesting family trip. Okay, but I digress. Let's focus on the topic here today. So my name is Ryan Khoo. I am a Malaysian, right? I'm a Singapore PR. I've been in Singapore since 2009. My children are Singaporean. My wife is Singaporean. I'm a property investor at heart. I buy, sell properties for a living. I'm also a property agent in Singapore, right? And I'm most known for being a speaker for Malaysian properties, right? I've spoken for Property Guru, iProperty, HProp. I used to write articles for them. I wrote 2 books on Iskandar, Malaysia, and you can see the photos here. I've been on the stage with many important property luminaries across Singapore and Malaysia. Yes, I own multiple properties in Malaysia and Singapore, right? And I do earn a good rental income from them. So in today's topic, right, as I go back, right, which is this topic, right, like I said, the code name is EXSIM CIQ versus R&F Phase 3. These are the 2 projects, right, which is launching in June this year. They are the big projects that are coming up, which are very important. Now, why are they important, right? Johor Bahru City Centre. So this is a Google map, right? You can see here, this is the entirety of JBCT. We are focusing on this area. You see the red circle, right? This is the JB City Centre, right? A very, very small part of JB only, because a lot of people say, oh, Johor, Malaysia, got a lot of land, right? There's a lot of place they can build property. But as an investor, I'm only very focused in this location here, which is the Johor Bahru City Centre, or what I call the super tier. If you're not clear what I mean, you go and watch my previous video. I put a link over here, my previous video talking about what property to buy this year in 2025, right? Where I talk about S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier locations in JB. If you haven't watched that video, you can go and watch this video later, okay? But this is what I call the super tier, S tier in JB. And why is this area important? Is because this is where the not high speed, but the RTS will come. RTS is the rapid transit system, right? The MRT coming from Woodlands North all the way into JBC Centre, which is this location over here, right? If you see my mouse, right? In case you have been living under a rock, you haven't been reading newspaper, right? This project is already heavily under construction and set to complete December 2026, which is roughly 18 months from now. So in 1.5 years from now, people can take MRT from Singapore to JB and JB to Singapore, vice versa, and that will make JB property a lot more attractive, right? Not only for property investors, but also for retirees. Right now, we see a lot of retirees. They go to JB to spend their money to retire there, whether in part or in full time. part-time or full-time, because JB has a lower cost of living and JB has a lot of things to do. Malaysia overall have a lot of things to do. Like I said in my other video, I just went with my family to Trating to see a very nice clean beach, soft sand, real sand, not those artificial sand, right? And then my beach don't have tanker one, unlike Sentosa, right? And it's a lot of animals, natural animals we can see, right? Like I said, turtles, right? Which is very difficult to get in Singapore, right? It's important for my children to see things like that, okay? So they don't become too urbanized. So there are two big projects, right? Which I want to introduce. So the two big projects that are fighting in this competition is actually what we call EXSIM CIQ and R&F Princess Cove Phase 3, right? These are the two major projects which are going head to head, okay? Why I consider this to be head to head? Because these two projects are quite foreigner eligible. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Majority of properties in Malaysia, foreigner, if you're Singaporean, you want to buy, right, you have to pay minimum 1 million ringgit, correct? I'm sure many of you have read this news somewhere before. So foreigner want to buy in Malaysia, in Johor, is minimum 1 million ringgit, okay? But these two projects, they have exception. Okay, government granted exception to sell at the lower price. So for EXSIM CIQ is 600,000 ringgit. For R&F Princess Cove is 500,000 ringgit. So they're allowed to sell to foreigner at this price. So a lot of foreigners will come and look at these two projects, right? Because the other projects nearby, right, have to be 1 million. So that makes it very unlikely that foreigners will buy. Those projects will likely be designed to target Malaysians rather than target foreigners. But these two will be quite foreigner friendly, right? Most of you have probably heard of R&F Princess Cove. R&F Princess Cove is a project that is talked about quite a fair bit in the media. Some of you have probably even been here before. There's a mall over here. There's an opera house, right? EXSIM CIQ is something probably a little bit more newer, okay? The project name is actually not EXSIM CIQ. EXSIM CIQ is a code name. The real name, actually, actually I know already the real name, but for some reason developers say don't share. So okay, no, we don't share. So let me show you a fact sheet first, okay? Let's compare the facts, right, or what we can determine to be the facts on the head-to-head basis. So number one is EXSIM CIQ. There is a name, but I cannot share right now. It sounds something like from Hong Kong, right, to give you a hint. Okay, but for phase 3, they call it Newcastle Suites, right, phase 3. Both are freehold. Okay, number of units are similar. Both are around 4,400, 4,500 units. Okay, so there's this saying that, oh, R&F Princess Cove very dense. Okay, high density project, but actually EXSIM also quite high density. If you look at the number of units, also quite high, around the same as R&F actually, right? So I know many of you out there think, oh, R&F very high density, I don't want to buy, I want to buy something lower density. You think EXSIM CIQ is lower density. Actually it's not, also quite high density. Okay, both of them are similar density. Okay, nobody going to build low density near RTS station. Okay, the plot ratio for the land is quite high, so no developer will build low density because the land price is already high, so they have to build high. Okay, so number of towers, EXSIM CIQ is 4 or 6 towers depending on how you define it, because they got one tower sort of split into two one. So I don't know whether you call it one tower or two tower. Is 4 or 6 depending on how you look at it. Princess Cove Phase 3 is 12 towers. Land size, you can see Princess Cove Phase 3 is bigger, 11 acres versus 7.75. EXSIM CIQ is taller though, at 60 floors. I think at 60 floors makes them maybe one of the tallest buildings in JB. Probably got top 5 or maybe top 10 in JB, 60 floors. R&F Princess Cove Phase 3 is only, they have a few towers at different heights. So one is level 30, the rest are 49. I think they got 2 towers, which is 56. Okay, so R&F Princess Cove shorter a little bit. Construction time frame, EXSIM CIQ is going for 5 years. Okay, 5 years means they will complete roughly the end of 2030, roughly the half to quarter 4, 2 or 3 or 5 years from now. R&F Princess Cove is 4 years. They have a 4-year SPA. Right, so their construction period will be ending in 2029. And actually, R&F Princess Cove Phase 3, in case you guys don't know, construction has already started. If you go to the site, you can see the developer actually already completed piling for some blocks already. Maybe I should share a photo. I don't think I have one on hand, but yeah, construction actually started, so they will build, right? Even though they haven't started selling, okay? R&F Princess Cove Phase 3 already started construction, okay? Since early this year, in fact, okay? So there are retail components. Both projects have retail components. Like as I mentioned earlier in my previous video, I like project that got, number 1, can walk to RTS, right? Which both of these can. Number 2, right? They have retail components. So both projects have retail component, and EXSIM CIQ has 2 floors, right? We don't know the actual floor area, but I think it's quite big. 2 floors, about 100,000 square feet plus minus, which is fairly decent, good size. I understand they will also put at minimum 1 supermarket there also. R&F Princess Cove Phase 3 is 1 floor, right? But the most important thing for R&F Princess Cove Phase 3 is that their Phase 3 will be connected to the mall in Phase 1, right? So that means they have quite easy access to the current very large 800,000 square feet mall in Phase 1, right? Which I think makes them very convenient as well. Okay, for the actual price, EXSIM is 600,000. R&F is 500,000. So as I mentioned, if you are a Singaporean, you want to buy this, right? This is the minimum price you can buy. You can probably get the smaller sizes, okay, at this price, right? But you can buy 1 bedder, around this price range, you can get it. Okay, and all this information I'm sharing here, okay, is based on what I understand today as of early June, right? Developer may change their mind or do something different later. I don't know, okay, but this video, so I put my disclaimer here, this is from what we have gotten from the developers so far. Okay, so EXSIM CIQ, maybe in the weeks to come you will hear the real name. Okay, but right now, for the purposes of this video, we just call this project EXSIM CIQ. Okay, so let's fight it out. So what are we going to compare, right? We will compare six points here, right? So number one is location, right? We'll talk about how far they are to RTS, because that's a very, very important factor. Number two is the amenities, facilities, how are they like, what's the design concept for the amenities and facilities. Number three is the design concept of the project itself. What is the project unique selling point, the USP, right? Do they have any USP? Or are they just a vanilla plain residential building, right? Floor plans, we'll go about floor plans, specifications in terms of what the developer provide, aircon, kitchen cabinet, etc. Number five, we'll talk about the developer, who the developer is, what's their track record so far, right? And finally, we'll talk about the thing which I think most people worry about, which is the price. Okay, so let's find out. So this video, right, is not to say A is better than B or B is better than A. We are here to compare, right? And then you as the viewers or the buyers, you decide which one you prefer. As a property agent, I have ability to sell both, right? Today video is just to show you the pro and cons, right? And then you choose which project you like, right? You can come and see both. I'm pretty sure if you are a smart buyer, you will compare both and then you decide which one you like. Okay, so both also fit my criteria. Both also are good projects so I think it's just a question of personal preference, right? Which one you like, A over B or B over A. Okay, let's get it out of the way, right? I'm not here to endorse or attack any of these two projects, right? They are both projects that meet my criteria as a property to buy in JB. Okay, so location. Now this is a zoom in, Google Map zoom in of the JBCC Center, right? So this is a Causeway, right? My mouse here. This is Causeway. This is City Square, right? Comta. I'm sure many of you know this building. So let me put a bit of some what you call it, landmark highlight, right? So this is the bus car immigration building, the highlight in purple. This is JB Central. When you come out from the immigration, that small little mall you see where most people like to buy the roti boy, right? And when you bought the KTM train, you come out the KTM shuttle, you come out over here, the Terbral shuttle. This is the JB Central lah. Okay, you cross over the road there. This is City Square Mall and Comta, right? As you see my mouse over here. So RTS station is on top here. Okay, if you guys have been paying attention, right, you will notice very massive construction going on. This is the station and the immigration building for the RTS. Okay, so the other landmarks you probably know to some level is R&F Mall and the Phase 1, Phase 2, right? Whenever you drive in or take a bus, right, there's a very big condo on the right-hand side. This is R&F Mall and Phase 1 and the Opera House. Okay, you can see Opera House over here. So Phase 1, Phase 2 already completed, right? Phase 2 completed last year. Phase 1 completed 2018. These are major projects that probably some of you are already familiar with. Okay, then so Phase 3 is here. So Phase 3 is the largest of the 3 phases, right? So that's why they have 4,500 units. So this plot of land is basically Phase 3. You will notice that at the very end of Phase 3 over here, right, you are somewhat bordering the water. So there are 2 towers over here with a sea view. I'll talk about that later. Okay, and EXSIM CIQ is over here. EXSIM CIQ, currently the land is a car park, right? They are doing it's a triangular shaped piece of land. Actually, the car park is still operational. If you drive there today, you can still see car park. So they haven't started work. The car park still running. Okay. But Phase 3 right now, there's already construction work going on. The developer has start building already. Okay. So EXSIM CIQ is here, right? is surrounded by some older buildings and some other older condos in this area, but this is basically EXSIM CIQ. So EXSIM CIQ is technically a little bit nearer, right? So as you guys may know, there's actually a bridge which I showed this dotted black line here. This is the covered walkway from JB Central. You come all the way to R&F, right? So this bridge is 650 meters long. 650 meters long bridge, right? So what has happened at R&F, of course, they have this is the bridge, in case you never see the photo before, this is the bridge. Okay, so you can walk on this bridge to RTS, right? Sheltered, you don't have to worry about rain or sun, you don't worry about traffic, don't worry about car bang you, okay? So this is, in KLCC, you know, Bangkok, this is very common, this kind of elevated bridge, okay? So this ensures that tenants or owners have a very safe way to walk back to immigration and to RTS. So 650 meters long, roughly a 7-minute walk, okay? And so what will happen in R&F is today they got their own bridge. Today, phase 1, phase 2 got one bridge. Phase 3 also will have its own bridge. So phase 3 to phase 1 will have a bridge, and then you go on like that all the way to JB Central and RTS, okay? EXSIM also have their own bridge. So EXSIM apparently has a proposal. I assume it will be approved lah. Although right now, some people say propose, some people say approve. They will have their own bridge from EXSIM that go over, link into the current bridge, right? Then they also can go to CIQ. So EXSIM is technically nearer, okay? EXSIM, I think end to end, we are looking at about 600 meters based on the bridge direction. R&F is probably nearer to 850 meters from phase 3 lah. If you're using phase 3 start, walk all the way to JB Central is about 850 meters plus minus. Okay, so 600 meters, 850. So in this case, EXSIM is slightly better, shorter distance to RTS station, judging from the location alone, using the link bridge as the direction to walk. Okay, so that's location. So talk about amenities. Now this is for R&F. Now R&F has phase 3. They will go with a very heavy sports-centric design. So their facility floor, which is level 6, right? They will have 50-meter lap pool, tennis court, badminton court, basketball court. I think they are the only project here in JB City Centre to have all this 50-meter lap pool, tennis court, badminton court, basketball court. Because a lot of the other projects around here, their land size is small, so they cannot do 50 meters. They cannot have tennis court, badminton court, basketball court. Okay, so R&F would be the first project to build this all the way, right? Very large focus on sports. So this will be R&F phase 3 plus point. So if you are a resident, you stay here, right? You got a lot of these things to play lah. So of course they have the standard things like jacuzzi, children's pool, barbecue area, mini golf course. They got mini golf course, right? Gym, multi-purpose room. They also have a wine cigar room. All these things quite standard lah, from phase 2, phase 1. That will also be there. But the main focus on phase 3 will be sports facilities, which they can do very large because their land is the big one, right? The other project's land is small, so they cannot do too big sports facility. This one land big, so you can buy, have a big land facilities. So a plus point is if you are an owner here, you buy R&F phase 3, even though you buy a studio or one bedder, okay, you enjoy a so-called large site, right? You can walk around also, you feel shocked because the project big, right? So this is like in Singapore, right? We compare large projects to boutique projects in Singapore. Singapore boutique project very small, right? Your pool very small, nowhere to walk one, okay? Whereas large project in Singapore got a lot of place to walk, you feel shocked, right? So similar concept here. R&F phase 3, land is big, so they can build very big facilities, okay? So in comparison to EXSIM, now EXSIM will go with a different approach, right? So they will have what they call a resort design. So they have things like focus on ocean concept, forest concept. So this is an artist's impression, right? Which shows what they want to do. So it'll be a lot of swimming pool. They will have a pool like a river design. So the pool basically stretches from one end to another end of the facility floor, like a river, right? And then you have a lot of this hidden cabana and nook and cranny for you to relax, right? A lot of trees, right? So they have a very heavy tree line, right? And then the gym, all that also have will be hidden in all these places, okay? But it's a bit of a forest ocean concept, okay? And EXSIM will also have sky garden. So the project on the very top of the tower, there will be a sky garden where with also some you can look at the distance. So I'm sure some of you like that, will love that. Okay, R&F no sky garden. R&F phase 3 no sky garden. Everything focused on level 6. Okay, but for For EXSIM, you have a facility floor, which is the ocean forest design, and they also have a sky garden on top of the tower, which I'm sure many of you will love, like this design approach as well. Okay, so talk about retail. Now, Princess Cove Phase 3, right, they will be selling their retail lot. So if you want to buy a retail lot, okay, you want to buy commercial, you don't want to buy residential, right? They will be selling. It won't be cheap, right? Judging from Phase 2, it will be above 2,000 per square foot, likely 2,005, 2,006 per square foot minimum, right? And you can walk to R&F Mall Phase 1, which is not bad today. I'll probably do another video on R&F Mall one of these days, because a lot of people like to think R&F Mall very dead mall, right? It's not that bad. R&F Mall is okay, right? If you've been, you know what I mean. R&F Mall is quite decent and improving. There are a lot of new tenants coming in. If you guys haven't been, come and visit again. You can see a lot of new high quality tenants coming into R&F Mall. Okay, it's getting better and better already. And R&F Mall is not a small mall. It's a fairly large mall. I think 800,000 square feet. So it's not a small mall. Okay, quite decent size. Okay, EXSIM, right? They will have 2 floors of retail, but they will not sell. Won't sell EXSIM. They will keep it. Developer will have find a tenant, right? They do mention that they would look for at least 1 supermarket and some F&B and convenience store. So you'll be decent. So it will not be small, right? It won't be like those small 1-2 shop only. Quite a decent size, although not a full-fledged mall. Okay, I show you a photo artist impression, right? This is the Phase 3 artist impression. So you can see there's a bridge, right? From Phase 3, you get the bridge to go over to R&F Mall. Okay, this is the road, right? So Phase 3 got its own ground floor retail, which they will sell. This one you can buy, right? R&F Mall, of course, is owned by a developer. Developer don't sell one. Okay, so R&F Mall managed by the developer themselves. Okay, let's talk about some of the unique concept, unique selling points, and the design approach that's done here. So one thing about EXSIM CIQ is they will have 2 towers. We understand at least 2, right? 2 towers that will be run so-called as Airbnb tower, which means that this tower, EXSIM, the developer, they got an operator, right? Very likely it's Mana Mana Hospitality. This one is so-called EXSIM owned, EXSIM linked Airbnb operator from KL. So this operator will help you run the Airbnb if you buy the property. So if you buy this property in this tower, okay, developer provide this Airbnb option similar to Arden residences. If you guys have seen Arden before, right, where Mana Mana will run Airbnb for you and give you some kind of return. So this is interesting because many developers don't do this, but EXSIM is a quite big developer, so they can offer this option to you. But right now, we don't have a lot of details because the first tower opening for sale this month is the not Airbnb tower. So out of the 4 towers, right, 2 will be Airbnb, 2 is not. These 2 towers are opening for sale. Also, the first tower opening for sale is the non-Airbnb tower. So when we have more Airbnb details, we'll let you know later, which is probably later, I don't know when, right, when they do open up the Airbnb tower. But this is an interesting concept, which I'm sure many property investors will like, because the property will be fully managed by Mana Mana for you. So what does an Airbnb tower means? An Airbnb tower means that if you buy into the Airbnb tower, probably many of your neighbors are also doing Airbnb. That may be something that you like or don't like. If you're a full-time resident, normally you don't like your neighbor or Airbnb lah. Okay, then you will buy in the residential tower. You won't buy the Airbnb tower. Okay, so there's pros and cons. Okay, but for investors, of course, having this option is good for you. If you R&F doesn't have any such thing, so R&F is a fully, you can do anything you want. You want to do Airbnb long-term rent stay, right? R&F doesn't do any classification, right? So only EXSIM CIQ has this option where they provide an operator for you. Must you use the operator? I think so. Seems like it. If you buy the Airbnb tower, you have to use their Mana Mana operator. Next question that many of you ask is, will there be sea view? Okay, so R&F Princess Cove, right? If you look at the site, right, they actually have 2 towers, which is facing the sea. So that 2 tower facing the sea means got 2 facing, got 1 facing in each of the 2 tower that can see water one. And from the looks of it, is unblocked, right? Nothing is in front, because in front is already water, right? I don't think there's any more thing going on. So you do have 2 towers with 1 facing that have sea view, right? So that is a plus point, because it's not easy to get sea view nowadays. Only R&F Phase 2 really has a sea view. So but majority of Phase 3 units actually no sea view, or they are facing inside lah, right? Or face RTS track or face city. Majority units don't have sea view. EXSIM, if you go to EXSIM CIQ, actually majority of units also consider no sea view. Either they face city, or they face other condo block, or they face inside. So I don't really think EXSIM CIQ has sea view either. Some of the larger units facing east and west can probably have a far view, means you can see quite far away, nothing blocking, but it's not really a sea view because you're quite inside, right? So you can see the water, but it's not near you. So EXSIM CIQ probably also, yeah, majority no sea view, maybe some unit, the bigger sizes got a bit of some kind of view. Okay, so but again, to put it simply, R&F Phase 3 and EXSIM CIQ, majority no sea view, other than a few stacks. Okay, let's talk about floor plans. So this is R&F floor plans. This is for the 1 bedroom. This is for the 2 bed, 2 bath. Actually, R&F got many floor plans. I just plug here some for showing. So R&F, you see the 1 bedroom is 556 square feet, quite big, yeah. For a 1 bedroom, most 1 bedrooms are not so big, right? They don't have a yard, right? If you look at it, okay, but some have balcony, some no balcony. The layout plan. If you look at the 2 bed, 2 bath, also no yard. Kitchen also open kitchen, but quite big, 820 square feet for the 2 bed, 2 bath, right? If you go to the sales gallery today, you can actually see some of the photos. This is the 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,100 square feet, 1161. This is the so-called dual key design. If you look here, you come in. This is a show flat actually. You come in, right? There's a studio here, and you can actually do up one more door here to make a dual key, a 2 bed, 2 bath dual key. This is actually 3 bed, 3 bath can convert into dual key, 1,275 square feet. So quite big layouts. These are some photos from the sales gallery. This is the kitchen for the 1 bedder. So developer provides sink, what do you call that? This induction hob, right? And you can see here the size of the living area. And this is the 3 bedroom layout. So you can see the sizes. The layout plans in R&F are quite big, right? If you look at EXSIM CIQ, this is the EXSIM CIQ floor plans. This is the 1 bedder. So EXSIM CIQ 1 bedder is smaller, yeah, only 474 compared to 556 earlier in R&F. So EXSIM CIQ in general, all the layouts are smaller versus R&F. So this is the 1 bedder, but somehow they have a yard in their layout. So I suspect the kitchen is smaller. I don't know how to fit here. And they have a foyer. So EXSIM CIQ have a foyer. You come into the foyer, there's a door, then their kitchen always have a yard, which I think a lot of you appreciate, but you notice that the 1 bedder, no balcony. Okay. And the bathroom is also smaller from the looks of it. Right. 2 bedroom, 667 square feet, right? Compared to R&F, which is 800 plus. Right. So again, smaller. You don't see a balcony here, right? And they also have a foyer, they also have a yard. Okay. This is the 3 bedroom. Again, got yard. Again, got balcony. So only the 3 bedroom onwards, you start to see a balcony in EXSIM. Right, and this is a dual key, 850 square feet for dual key. I also don't know how they do 850 square feet dual key. Maybe the rooms are small. I can't really tell from the floor plan. Okay, but foyer come in, 1 studio here, and then you got a 2 bed, 1 bath here for the dual key on EXSIM. Okay. So EXSIM don't have so many floor plans. I think we only saw about 4 or 5 floor plans only. R&F has way more floor plans. I think nearer to 10 floor plans. Okay. So other points of note that you might find interesting. R&F Princess Cove Phase 3 will have penthouse. I didn't show the penthouse layout just now, right? But they will have penthouse. The first time there's a penthouse in R&F. Phase 1, Phase 2, there was no penthouse, but now we have penthouse. As I mentioned earlier, retail lots for sale. Typical floor, 8 units, 4 lifts. And the bigger sizes have balcony. Smaller size, sometimes no balcony. For EXSIM, okay, 1 floor is 12 units, 6 lifts. Okay, the lifts will have a high zone and a low zone. That means if you high floor, only some lifts serve the high floor. If you buy low floor, only some lifts serve the low floor. So there is this high floor, high zone, low zone lift split, right? And again, EXSIM, only bigger sizes have balcony. Okay, so let's compare specifications. I put the table, easy to explain. Okay, so legal fee package is the same. SPA loan legal fee free if you take loan, right? All these are absorbed by developer. This one quite standard, all project also like this. If you are a foreigner, you have to pay the state consent fee. So the state consent fee is 2% or 20,000, whichever is higher. I'm not sure whether any of this project got any special price, but buyer have to pay, whatever it is, buyer have to pay, right? This time R&F, no more absorb. Last time Phase 1, Phase 2, they absorb. But Phase 3, they no more absorb. So if you're a foreigner, you have to pay this fee, right? So aircon all provided, kitchen cabinet all provided. Wardrobe is provided by EXSIM. R&F no longer providing wardrobe. Okay. Electrical items, there is some difference. EXSIM give microwave, R&F give oven, digital door lock, induction hob and hood, this is standard. EXSIM do give two more white goods, which is the 2-in-1 washer dryer and the fridge, wow, which is nice. Very few project in Malaysia give this. This one they give, so EXSIM is nice. They give you these two items. Bathroom fully set up with the mirror and the water heater. Car parks, okay, so EXSIM is a bit more generous on car park. So 3-bedroom onward sizes have 2 car park. Okay, 1 to 2 bedder only 1 car park. Okay, whereas R&F all units is 1 car park. Okay, in R&F Phase 3. So this is this table, right? You can pause your video here to take a look at this. Right, this is the specifications provided. Okay, let's talk about developer. Now, who is EXSIM, right? Maybe you've been watching this video, you've been wondering why Brian keep talking about EXSIM. Who the hell is this EXSIM? So EXSIM is a Malaysian developer. They're actually a private company, but I think they have recently listed the hospitality arm. Maybe the developer arm will go for this thing. So now EXSIM is a fairly famous developer in KL. I think the last 10, maybe 15 years, right? EXSIM has been very active in KL, not in Johor though. So actually, if you are from Johor, maybe you never hear this name before lah. But if you are KL people, I'm sure you've heard or seen this EXSIM logo somewhere. This screenshot shows you all the project they have done in KL, plus I think Penang and other parts of Malaysia, except Johor. So they have this naming convention, always end the project, got one Z at the back one. So Millers, Arcus, Moses, at the back got this Z one, very common, all their project name, right? So private developer in Malaysia, but very big lah. They are not small developer. They have done many projects already. So we don't say they are bad. Confirm their track record is very strong, right? Have completed many projects in Malaysia. So I think very safe. I think a lot of people will like their design aesthetic because they do have a very nice design aesthetic, which I think a lot of people would like. Very modern, very chic, very young, right? Which I think which will attract many buyers for this. You want to find out more, can go to their website www.exsim.com.my. Okay. R&F. So R&F is a Chinese developer, in case you don't know. They are from China, R&F Guangzhou. They are one of the biggest developers in China, maybe top 10. Not top 5, but got top 10. Very big in Guangzhou. Most of their projects are in Guangzhou. They are most well known for the R&F Princess Cove projects in Malaysia, in JB, right, which is the Phase 1 and the Phase 2, right, completed for several years already. A lot of people in Singapore, if you try to buy property in JB, you have probably heard of this R&F Princess Cove term before, because it's a very common famous project near the border, right? Because this is CIQ and then the RTS is here. So a lot of Singaporeans like to buy this project. Actually, Phase 1, Phase 2, a lot of Singaporean owners, right? It's a fairly well-known project. And if you want to see an R&F completed product, right, you can always come down to JB. You can look at Phase 1, Phase 2 as to see the how's their build quality, how's their standard. Okay, from Phase 1, Phase 2, that will give you confidence how the Phase 3 will look like. Okay. So next, let's talk about pricing. Now, this is the indicative pricing we have from developer. It may change, right, in the days, months to come, right? As of this video, what I understand is to be correct lah. So this is the price range you can see. Number one, 2 things to stand out. Number one is you will notice that EXSIM CIQ units are smaller, okay, comparatively. So 1 bedroom EXSIM CIQ is 474 square feet. R&F is 556 bigger, but price are actually R&F cheaper or about the same. You can see the 2-bedder, right? EXSIM CIQ is 667 square feet, 900,000. R&F is 820 square feet onwards, right? 7XXK onwards. So R&F is cheaper per square foot. R&F per square foot is roughly 1,000, right? Roughly 1,000 ringgit per square foot. Whereas EXSIM is at the 1,200, 1,300 range onwards. So EXSIM CIQ is anywhere from 20-30% more expensive. Of course, EXSIM CIQ give a few more free things, right, in terms of the fridge, all that. And EXSIM CIQ also density quite high. Units are more units, right? Whereas R&F sizes are bigger. Okay, so prices may change. This is available as of early June. Okay, so financing is available if you want to take loan, right, to buy. Most banks will be supporting. I think for R&F, we have at least Maybank, RHB, we understand. EXSIM, I think all the banks also will do one. So no problem. If you're Singaporean, likely you can get 70% loan, right? Malaysian, you can maybe get more. We don't have all the details at this stage, but definitely financing will be available. If you want to pay progressively, also can, because all these projects are progressive. Malaysia is similar to Singapore. for new launch. If you don't take loan, you just pay progressively as they build. As the architect say or complete one section, you pay. Similar to Singapore. Very, very similar. Okay. So that's it. Don't say bojo, right? So this video is an invitation to all of you. If you guys want to come and get more details, I can privately send you a more detailed information kit, right? We can also arrange viewing for you to visit either EXSIM Sales Gallery or the R&F Sales Gallery, right? If you want to book, also booking is open already, because by middle of this month, end of this month, both projects will have the final price list and you can put booking already one. So if you want to see this middle of June is a very critical time if you want to be an early bird buyer, because we don't know whether price will go up after launch, because both developer very optimistic, right? Okay, so try to be an early bird buyer, right? The price I give above should be the net price already. So price may go up if sales is very, very good in June, July, right? It may change very fast later on. So if you want to get a good unit, good facing, high floor, all that kind of thing, better come and see early. Don't wait too much. Okay, if you got any question, please WhatsApp me at my number, Singapore number 81261626. Right, this is my number. I flash on the screen. Please WhatsApp me. I will be more than happy to have a discussion with you to explain to you things that you don't understand. Okay, yeah, whether you're a Malaysian buyer, Singapore buyer, okay, please contact me. My WhatsApp 81261626. I will explain to you what to do next. Okay, some commentary. So Ryan, what is your opinion? Which one better? How to say which one better? Which one better? Both also got good and bad lah. So number one is, I think there's a few things to point out. Number one is R&F Princess Cove size is bigger and more family friendly. Okay. I say this because it comes to point number two lah. I don't like all these too investor focused project. If the project just cater for investor, everything can become dual key, right? There are some project like that one. No? I don't want to say name, right? But they do layout, everything can become dual key one. I say this one, later your whole building just full of tenant only. There's no family, no real occupant. That is not good, right? I know you know what I mean, right? A property, right, must have a real own stay people one, right? Otherwise, what's the point? If all is tenant, then no good lah. Long run, I think is no good. Okay, so I like project which is in this sense, R&F Princess Cove has a more family friendly layout lah. Okay, you can see now both projects, right, introduce a lot of important things, which is the facade must look nice, building specification must look nice, look modern, look young, attractive, right? Cannot be too traditional. Lifestyle important, design of the facilities, right? Convenience must be convenient for retiree, convenient for Airbnb, convenient for tenant. Okay, these are very important now. Must be easy to walk to RTS. The nearer, the better, right? If it take very long to walk, cannot walk. So some people will say, oh, phase 3 maybe a little bit far because have to walk 850 meters. Some people will say that, yes, for sure, right? Some people say, oh, EXSIM is nearer. So this kind of discussion may happen. Although R&F also got bridge, everything, right? I think it's a fairly comfortable walk, but there'll be this kind of things will come into play lah. One thing good about EXSIM come into the market is they introduce a lot more in terms of variety, right, of what's available. So I think that's a good thing about EXSIM coming to the market, right? And finally, I think what we will see moving forward is JBCC center population will go up heavily. I think it's good, right? With RTS, with all this supply, right? You'll see that, oh, JBCC center will have a lot of people staying, which I think is a good thing for property. Property must have human, then only price can go up. No human, price cannot go up. Okay, so more human in this area means more transactions, more ability for the price to go up. Okay, so I want to remind everybody before the video ends is that RTS is coming. Okay, 18 months away, right? Actually, this photo you can see, R&F phase 3 construction started already, right? This is an older photo lah, but you can see already. RTS is coming, and when the RTS happens, right, many people can come from Singapore to JB. 10,000 people per hour, right, in 18 months, and you will see a rise in demand, right, from Malaysians working in Singapore, from Singapore retirees, right, Malaysians work in Singapore, want to buy house, they cannot buy Singapore, so they buy JB, right. This is very common because the rental they are paying in Singapore can pay one installment, one bank installment in JB, so they'll be, why so stupid go and pay so much rental, better take some money, go and buy one property in JB, better, right. since Singapore they cannot afford anyway, right? And a lot of Singaporean retirees will buy over there. A lot of Singapore investors also will buy over there in JB because Singapore got ABSD, got TDSR. Singapore price is too expensive, right? So you will see this kind of buying trend happen. RTS makes it easier for people to cross, right? And travel time will be shorter. Okay, so that's the plan. So finally, right? Yeah, again, this is my number, Singapore number 81261626. This is my Malaysian number, 0122591876. You can contact me either number, right? This is my Facebook, Malaysian Investors in Singapore. If you like what I have to share, please like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I want to hit 10,000 followers this year for my YouTube channel. And please share this video with your friends and family who are interested to buy property in JB. This is my most recommended project to buy this year in JB, right? If you should highly consider it, right? If you want to buy property, a property in JB, these two are the two biggest options. Okay, so I hope I answered all your questions. If there are other questions which I didn't answer, right, please leave it in the comments below. I will happily answer your questions in the comments, or please WhatsApp me. I will also reply to you. And like I said, don't say I bought you. I really invite you come and see both projects. Come fast, don't waste time, because like I said, a lot of information is going on around now. Don't wait too long. Thank you very much, and bye bye. And I'm back to my holidays with my family.